Okay, so we're going to take a look at page properties in this lesson. There's a variety of different options for the way your page can be displayed and the way it acts. If we double click on our page, you're given the page properties dialog, and you can edit this stuff in here, or if you prefer, I'm going to close mine, and you can do it from the properties inspector. I prefer that because I can see it in real time. So we can rename our page here. I'm going to name mine Welcome. And we can set our page style. So we've got a few choices here: solid color, gradient, or image. For solid color, just use this back color chip. Click on the arrow at the end here and select any color you want: blue, red, yellow, and so forth. For a gradient background, select gradient from the style pull down and then just set your colors up here. For example, a really good one that I use a lot is white to beige. It's very subtle, works well for certain types of presentations. Or white to purple works really well for certain types of presentations. Yellow to red is very exciting too. So gradient backgrounds are easy to set up, and they're kind of dramatic, and they keep your file sizes down. Another option in the style pull down here is image. So let's go ahead and set up an image background, and again you'll just click on the little ellipsis here in the image area here in the image row, and from the gallery we'll go to the highest level and choose abstracts, and we'll go in here and take a look. So you can see there's a wide variety of options here. Let's see, this one looks kind of nice, so we'll select that. We'll press OK. As you can see, it attaches it to the page, and we have some options here. In the image mode pull down, we can tile the image. That is, if it's smaller than the page, it'll tile to fit the size of the page. We can display the image at actual size, or we can fit to page. In this case, it's fitting it to the page, and it looks good. But if we set it to actual size, you can see here it aligns the top left corner to the top left corner of the page, and in this case it's a large image, so it extends beyond the page. But we'll leave ours at fit to page. Okay, so that's the style options. As well, here we've got some transition options. These only apply to projects which have more than one page on them. I'm going to quickly set up a button here with a page jump action to page 2 and create a page 2. And I want you guys to just watch and follow along. I wouldn't get too worried about how I've done this yet. For now, I think if you guys just see how it's done, later on it'll become apparent, and we'll take a look at some different stuff. So I've created a different page background on page 1, and I'm just doing this for the purposes of showing you guys how to create a transition. So I'm going to, which is part of the page properties, of course, I'm going to set up a button really fast, and I'm just going to add an action to it from our page actions that tells this button, when it's clicked, to page jump. So I'll double click that to the next page, page 1, and this will accommodate our transition. Okay, so I wouldn't get too worried about if this is complicated or whatnot now. It's actually very easy, and you guys will see in the next couple lessons how easy it is. So on our button here, we're going to, on our page here, we're going to set up a transition. So in our transition area, we're going to choose dissolve, and settings we'll leave to click button, and we'll just leave the dissolve transition at the default settings. And we're going to go ahead and preview at this point so you can see what the transition does. If we click on the button, it creates that dissolve effect into the next page. So there's a variety of transitions to check out, even some by plugins, and you can go ahead and do that when you have time. So I'm going to remove this button and remove this second page so that we can focus back on our page page properties here. And I'm going to close up the transition thing. Okay, so we've got a couple more options here for inheritance. We're going to be touching on that in the next lesson, so for now I'm going to leave that alone. And we'll just look at the actions area here. Your page has an ability to contain actions just like objects do. So for example, on show, on close, on audio, these are all different events that denote actions when they will be triggered. So for example, on show means when the page is shown, it will trigger whatever actions are in that area. On close means when the page is closed, it'll trigger those actions, and so forth. Okay, so that takes care of the page properties. It's pretty easy stuff, and you guys should go through it and experiment, and I think you'll find that the sky's the limit, really. You can, when you combine this sort of thing with the custom masks that we looked at earlier, for example in the project window settings, you can see, I'm going to select one here from the gallery. That looks pretty good because it's obvious. You can see that you can actually combine the images with the masks and create some really advanced effects. So let's go on to the next lesson now.